Hi, this is Justin from Oclef, and this video is about using figured bass to analyze the pieces your students are working on. This is the Arabesque in A minor by Bergmüller, and it's a fairly standard piece for many intermediate students. Let's say we wanted to sort of make an exercise which would prime our student to comfortably read the chords in the left hand. We could start by writing out the bass line for our students, and if we had built up an understanding of figured bass for them in previous exercises or conversations, we could give them the figures to this piece. So the chords here are 5-3, 5-3, 6-4, 5-3, a 6-4 over G, 7-3, and then reducing to just a third at the end. And what we could do is work with the student on realizing the chords. And we would do this in a way that really emphasizes the counterpoint. So we would first write out with the student, and this is something that can be done together with the student, each of the voices we're working in. And we can color code the voices so that they remain consistent. For instance, the top interval here is going to be blue, and the second to top interval is going to be red. And we'll go and do the same thing for the next chord. We'll write out the notes. And color code them. Of course, this is all much easier if the student is helping you do it and you're not the one constantly switching colors on your own. Now, when we get to the 6-4 chord, of course, we would identify the intervals one at a time. So the sixth above your bass, A, would be an F. And then the fourth would be a D. And as we're writing out these chords, what we can do is analyze the motion of the voices. You can point to the fact with your student that the bottom voice here remains consistent from chord to chord. And you can tell them that the bottom voice is what we call a common tone. And they can anchor their fingers to that common tone, and it will help them play more fluently. And of course, you can also point out that the other voices are moving. So here the middle voice moves up by step, and the upper voice moves in parallel motion to the middle voice. They're moving up by one step together, creating parallel thirds. And when they reach back to the 5-3 chord over A, we can really see the voice leading clearly that we've moved up to a 6-4 chord and then back down to our 5-3 chord through a sort of neighbor notion. So that would be the first three chords analyzed. And with an exercise like this, you might have the student realize the accompaniment, or the left hand, in a number of ways. You could show them that this chord progression could be played like this. Or and What this does is it sort of primes the student for recognizing common chord patterns, for recognizing chords by interval, and also developing an understanding of how chord patterns are transformed into standard accompaniment patterns. When a student has done all these things, it will be much easier for them to go and to recognize all the chords and the voice leading in the actual repertoire that they're playing. So I hope you found this little insight into figured bass study helpful. And if you want to join me in the next video, I'll talk further about how we can implement figured bass into our lessons. Thank you.